The crackle of a cozy fire, the sizzling of bacon, the aromas of apples and cinnamon. These are a few of my favorite things, and this time of year always makes me so happy. Today's dish is fantastic. It's really simple. Let me show you how to do it. The caramel takes the longest, so we're gonna do that first. I've got my saute pan. You want a nice large saute pan to get heated up first. I've got some brown sugar. We're gonna go ahead and put this in our pan. Making caramel is not difficult. It just takes a little bit of technique, a little bit calm touch. So I've got some bourbon, Old Hansford for the win. We don't need a ton, just a touch. I've also got a bit of apple juice. Now today we're making apple stacks, so I really want to amplify and bolster that apple flavor. So just a touch of apple juice, and because it's one of my favorites, a little bit of maple syrup. Maple just has a way of bringing everything together. All right, now we're gonna let that go for 6 to 7 minutes. What we're looking for is our bubbles to start reducing, for that to turn into caramel. So that's not gonna take long, but I do wanna stir it real quick. Now, when we're making caramel sauce, when you make this at home, it smells so good. You don't want to stir it after this initial stir. What you'll do is you'll actually break down on a molecular level, and the sugar crystals will start to separate, and it's not fun. It gets kind of gritty. You don't want that. So we're gonna leave that, let it do its thing for just a bit. Now let's get to our apples. Now today I have 2 different kinds of apples. I'm gonna start with my green Granny Smiths. Now I'm not peeling these because I want beautiful circles just like that, and I want that color contrast on the outside. So we're gonna cut these to decent little circles. I'm gonna take a little cookie cutter, nice and round, to cut out that middle bit of all the seeds. Now you don't want this to be too tiny. It's not just the seeds. I wanna take a little bit more because we're creating a beautiful little spot for some of our goodies that we'll get to in just a minute. Now I'm also gonna do a red apple, not just the green, mostly for that color contrast. I mean, you'll see as you get through this recipe, it's pretty simple. There's not a ton going on. So wherever we can kind of maximize the appearance and the flavor of our dish, we're winning. We're absolutely winning. All right, those look fantastic. Beautiful little rings of apple. I'm gonna grab a bit of unsalted butter. I'm gonna, I was preheating this. Let's bring it up to like a medium high. It was preheating on low, but we do want a quick sear in this. So I'm just gonna take my whole stick. I'm gonna put a decent amount of unsalted butter. Beautiful. Well, it's warm already, but that's okay. We want that really quick caramelization. All right, that looks beautiful. Now let's grab our apples. Now we're gonna take all of them and we're gonna lay them down right in our butter. Now we want these to soften up a good bit. Like I said earlier, think apple pie. I don't know if I mentioned, this is kind of like apple pie without the crust. So I'm a fan of that. Oh, you smell it already? Whew. Apples in butter are magical. One more little guy. All right, we'll let those cruise for just a bit. Let's check on our syrup over here. Now you notice the bubbles have gotten really big. The tiny ones, they form and they pop. They form and they pop really fast. You haven't reached the caramel stage yet, but now we are super, super close. You know, I actually really like where the caramel is right now. Let's go ahead and pull it off and let it cool. As it cools, you'll notice it starts to thicken up, turns into caramel. Amazing. Let's check these gorgeous little apples. What we're looking for, oh, can you see that right in there? That's one thing, that's what we're looking for. Now that's not just butter. That's some of the apple juice coming out and like reducing. We're making like little apple caramel. Let's check this one. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Let's flip this guy. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. Oh, this really is one of those like sensory overload. This is just so wonderful. I'm gonna let the rest of these go for just another couple of minutes. Once all of our apples have that beautiful caramelization, it's time to start building this bad boy. This actually smells just like apple pie. It's apple pie without the crust. I'm gonna take my plate. Let's go ahead and start building. Now, your apples will get a little soft, so if you need to switch to a spatula, that is a-okay. Let's start with a green, and then we'll just alternate our colors right in the center of our plate. So green, then red. We're just gonna make a beautiful little stack. You can kind of let it hang off. Ooh, a little warm. Use my fork here. There we go, now we're on to green. Whoa, hang on. Oh, green, let's do a red. Oh, now we're starting to take shape, my friends. Well, I'm under red. Nope, see? I messed up the color. There we go. We need a green. This really does have all that magic of apple pie, but way faster. And let's go with green last. All right. Now here is where we start finishing our build. Now if you want to make your own granola, you can. Actually, I found some maple pecan granola. I'm gonna go right down into the middle. This is like that secret goodie that you get to when you cut into it. Just kind of fill her up just like that. Looks really good. I'm gonna do just a quick little dusting of cinnamon right over here before we get to the ice cream. Now we're gonna put the ice cream right on top, then our gorgeous velvety sauce right around. You can give it one more hit of cinnamon if you like, and that, my friend, that's a masterpiece. You definitely wanna wait to put the vanilla ice cream on until right before you serve it because you don't want it to melt, but this is everything that an apple pie has, just without the crust. Oh man, so good. And now the apples have gotten pretty soft. Wow, oh look at that. Can you hear that? We've made caramel, my friends. We've made caramel, a little crispy caramel. We actually have some crispy goodies down beneath as well. Man, that's so good looking. Here we go. Oh. It's apple pie. It's apple pie without the crust. But we do want to get into some of those goodies. Check this out. If you pull your ice cream back, we have that texture contrast in here with the little maple pecan granola. Oh yeah. Get some of the caramel in there. You got the crunch. Kind of gives you the illusion of crust, but this is way faster, way less work. Let me get one more bite of this thing. And the apples got so tender. And that caramel sauce, a little bourbon, a little ice cream. All day long. You can't go wrong with this one. Recipes like this really are fun just to have in your back pocket. They're elevated, they're elegant, but they're extremely simple. Pay attention to those seasonal flavors and you guys are gonna do fantastic. This is Cook, Eat, Repeat, where we help you become a better cook one recipe at a time. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.